This is where we need to get into the... Everyone prepare yourselves.
Similar to last year, we're making more targeted changes to various systems. Our multi-year goal is to bring everything in League up to modern standards before doing updates on the scale of Runes Reforged, Elemental Rift, or the item update again. So for this preseason, we're updating systems including communication and vision, making the jungle more exciting and accessible, and bringing back a familiar foe.
I like the pings.
Our communication system is showing...
I like the pings, because you can question mark spam ping someone and people write, what? What the fuck do you want? Because they don't know what you mean. And that's the fun part, because you can spam ping them without them knowing what you actually mean.
Its age, especially in comparison to some of our other games. So we're giving it some much needed attention, with new features that'll make it easier to communicate with your team and walk away with the win. To that, we're expanding our in-game ping system to allow for better communication with your team. The current system only lets you share very basic communications. And while we appreciate your ingenuity with the limited pings you have, we wanted to give you more opportunity for clearer communication. The updated pings will include
so you have back,
everything you already
opportunity
for clearer communication.
What do you have?
The updated pings will include everything you already know and love.
Harass? That don't sound a bit... It should be poke.
Plus
enemy missing,
expanded vision options,
freeze,
and a call to engage.
The danger ping, push, and then the on my way.
We're also thinking about ways to emphasize pings with teammates, plan macro strategy for objectives, and keep track of where pings are on the map, even if they're off your screen. In addition to the changes to communication, we're making some small improvements to the vision system, as it's a bit outdated. It's not super clear that you can swap vision trinkets, and it's definitely not clear how you can best
I think this change is good.
Utilize them.
And ironically.
To that,
this is a good change.
Exploring ways to make vision trinkets more intuitive. You'll be able to see how many wards you have on the map, and preview where they'll go when placing them in walls.
Good change.
Another focus this year is the jungle.
I actually think Riot Froxon has been doing really well, to be honest. I know the Zeri thing's been a bit of a fiasco, but like I think this guy's been doing pretty good. A lot of his direction is actually quite healthy.
It's often a highly stressful role where you need heaps of knowledge to be baseline proficient.
Much better than
There's a lot riding on junglers, as they're often the backbone of the team's strategy, while sometimes getting unjustly flamed.
True.
So we're looking to make some changes to make jungling more intuitive, and to help alleviate some of its more painful parts. Our first change is improving buff sharing.
Ooh,
donating buffs to your laners is an important part of being a jungler,
to give buffs,
but it feels bad to lose the gold, experience, and bonuses they provide. We're exploring a bunch of things to make this more painless to junglers, like buffs leaving behind a little friend that also has a buff, and a few other potential directions.
Ivern's dead then.
We're also looking at ways of improving jungle camp patience rules.
Yeah, but what you could do is just make it so the mid and the jungle get the buff, right? And then you change Ivern to where then the buff that he gives is a better version of the buff. Because the blue buff's happy that he's been freed, he gives a better buff than just the normal blue buff. And same with the red.
The goal of this change is to make it so you don't get overly punished by accidentally pulling camps too far. You shouldn't have to know exactly what pixel to stand on to do red buff and raptors at the same time without one.
I think this is unhealthy as well. Well, not really, because it shows how good you can be at the game.
Making changes that will make it less punishing when that happens. We know some junglers like to hyper-optimize their clears, and we want that knowledge to be rewarded.
Good.
We'll still keep unique, optimal clears for different champions, like Kayn starting raptors and Shaco doing whatever it is he does.
Actually, well, it's kind of cringe that they removed the fiddlesticks.
All this said, we're not trying to make mastering jungle easier, but we do want to make it easier to start jungling.
That's good.
We still want you to be rewarded for taking the time to master your role and champions. There are some other improvements we're exploring for the jungle, but it's still too early to share more, so we'll check back in later.
Yeah. The CHEMTECH Drake. Ooh, everyone's favorite.
The final preseason change we want to talk about today is the long-awaited return of everyone's favorite Drake, the CHEMTECH Drake. While we're bringing CHEMTECH Drake back from the dead, she won't bring you back from the dead anymore. Instead, the new and improved CHEMTECH Soul grants more damage and damage reduction when you're low health. And when the CHEMTECH Drake takes over the Rift,
This is
The plants on the map
this is cool. The plant
mutate and become
the plants get buffed.
empowered. For example, Scry's Bloom will grant movement speed when moving towards revealed enemies.
But the next one, this needs to be changed.
Blast Cone will take you further than ever before.
No.
Like from
No. Let's not do that, please. Please, let's not do that. That is disgusting. Because not only does it like... I think they have to look at it from two angles. Not only is it like...
Blast Cone will take
for the
you
person
further
using it to knock themselves away, but it also knocks you back to fucking Narnia if you're chasing them.
than ever before.
I'm gonna get yeeted over to my fucking Gromp.
Like from Blue
Like, you can int your team so hard. Imagine you're trying to contest Nash and the Blast Cone's there, and you just fucking yeet him all the way across to your... Actually, it's actually a cool flank, no? You could yeet him over the Baron Pit. And then he flanks
buff to mid lane. We still have other plans for
Imagine you're lane
Never
mid,
before.
you're catching a wave under your tower, and all of a sudden...
like from blue buff to mid lane. We still have other plans for preseason, including the usual updates and tweaks to items and runes. And we'll share more information about our plans for these.
Wait, one thing, I want to go back again one more time. Wait.
Blue buff to mid revealed enemies.
Sorry.
And Blast Cone will take you
If you
further than ever
if you position a bit lower, can you fire yourself under the tower? Like if he was a little bit lower, does he fly to here?
before.
To go over the wall? That would be sick.
Like from blue buff
That
to
would be
mid lane.
crazy that you could do that for dives.
We still have other plans for preseason,
Surprise, motherfucker.
including the usual updates and tweaks to
French
items and
fries,
runes.
motherfucker.
And we'll share
Disguise,
more
motherfucker.
information about our plans for these, and everything we discussed today
More
as we
win
get
rate
close
for
to
blue
preseason.
side. No, not really.
That's
Oh,
all I
yeah,
have
kinda.
today.
Well, not really.
Thanks for watching, and let us know what you think about everything you heard. I'll hand things
Pretty
back
minor
to Reeve to
changes.
say
Pretty
goodbye.
minor
Thanks,
changes.
Frox.
Just the dragons coming back so far. And changes the jungle a tiny bit. I guess the jungle change is the biggest thing, but it hasn't even been released yet. So, new pings, new skins, new dragon. Same. And then the jungle changes. I guess the big... But so that's about it, really. Yeah. I don't know why they don't just fix the client. I honestly think League would be so much more enjoyable if they just made, which I think they are making. I don't know. I feel like they should make, you know how they have Battle.net? They should have like a League thing where you can have Valorant, Wild Rift, and not Valorant, TFT, and League all in like a similar client thing. You know what I'm saying? And you can just launch the games from there, which I guess they're building, or they have already, or is in works. They have that already. Well, in the Riot client, if they want to keep this Riot client, they need to fix that.